So Doug, a while ago we had a question about Christian death metal that you interacted with a little bit, and we had some follow-up questions. So we thought would be to play a clip from the band, what is it, Becoming the Archetype, and the song is Dichotomy. So we wanted to play a little clip and then have you interact with this.
Interact, okay.
Say when.
Okay, that's quite enough.
Okay.
All right, so one of the things that comes up in these discussions when you talk about Christian death metal or Christian whatever it is, well, look at these lyrics. You know, these lyrics are right out of the Bible, or these lyrics are scriptural, or these lyrics are orthodox. And I'm fully prepared to grant all that. So you could have a band that was fully orthodox. They were Christians who loved Jesus. They were faithful to the basic teachings of the Bible, and that's reflected in the lyrics. And if you listen to clips like this, the people who asked the question had a number of things. There was a band, Theocracy, and so I listened to maybe 3 songs going through it. And in the clip that we just played, the drummer obviously knows what he's doing. Every note is right where they wanted it to go. This was not thrasher metal or punk where they were trying to be chaotic. It's skillful. It's skillful. The craft, the what you'd call craft competence levels are high. The musicianship is high. They're hitting their notes. On some of the songs, there are very tight harmonies, you know, all of that. So if the lyrics are good, musicianship is high, they love Jesus, what could possibly be the objection? And I would put my objection or my concerns under the heading of timbre. Okay? So you can have a clarinet or a trumpet or a piano all play B flat, but the timbre of the timbre of the note is affected by the instrument that it's coming from. One person, I think I read this in the book This Is Your Brain on Music, defined rock music as almost entirely a matter of timbre. So you have basically rock music and blues and country music, and in many cases they have the same chord progressions, they're in the same key. The scales are oftentimes different. But the thing that really makes rock music stand out, and what makes death metal really stand out, is timbre. And it's basically one timbre all the time. All right, so this is the difficulty. It says in Ecclesiastes that there's a time for peace and a time for war, time for love, time for hate. And this kind of music seems to me to be fitting for one kind of human occasion only. And that's when you have got some northern pagan European warriors trying to get themselves into a warp spasm, going into battle. And it would actually probably be quite fitting for that sort of thing.
But it's a reason why it's called death metal.
There's a reason why it's called death metal, correct? And that's and so I don't want to say that sort of music is a sin, because you have to say, well, where, what for, what's the occasion? So another good example would be some of the atonal classical music, which I think as an art form, as a standalone art form, is trying to rebel against God. But if you put it into the soundtrack of a movie where there's a spooky place where murderers creeping up the stairs, that music fits.
It makes sense at that moment.
It makes sense. If you have a bunch of guys in a tank exercise, driving heavy metal across a desert. Well, maybe they might be listening to heavy.
Well, I remember my friends on the tank as they rolled into Kuwait, playing Thunderstruck on the speaker.
And so you're playing Thunderstruck in your tank.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that fits with Ecclesiastes, and the timbre of the music fits with the timbre of your life. Okay, but if you take that kind of music and you're hanging out after church on Sunday, 2:30 in the afternoon with your feet up on the hassock, and you're listening to that under the headphones, I would say either you don't understand your life, or you do, and your life is a mess. Because we have to, the Bible talks about different kinds of music being for different kinds of occasions. That in other words, the Bible presents us with the notion of adjustable timbre. That, you know, we piped and you didn't dance. We what was the other instrument? There's two there. You have different kinds of music for different occasions. One for rejoicing, one for sorrow. You had David playing a particular kind of music when King Saul was in a blue funk. David plays a particular kind of music. And we've sort of hyper specialized where we say one timbre all the time. Now, let's fair is fair. You know, if there are certain kinds of classical music which I would describe as glorious, you know, just glorious, well done, well crafted. But if you made me listen to 4 hours of it,
right,
I'd be about ready to eat a bullet. You know?
Yeah.
Right. Not because you're surfeited with some. We shouldn't have one size fits all approach.
So somebody that's listening to death metal all day, all the time is like somebody who can only cook with hot sauce. They've just got one.
Correct. And bad things are happening to his mouth. And analogously to the person's ears. I think you're stuck on one thing.
Okay.
So there are portions of the songs I listen to. There are portions of it that I enjoyed very much. Oh, that was sweet, or that was nice. But you couldn't do that all the time, or shouldn't do that all the time.
Great. Thanks.
We'll probably have to do a follow-up.